Hello everyone, and welcome to our weekend reflection brought to you by Spirit Juice Studios. This week, the fourth Sunday of the Easter season, we celebrate Good Shepherd Sunday and a time to also pray for an increase in vocations to the priesthood. Our gospel comes from chapter 10 of John's Gospel, and of course Jesus is talking about being the Good Shepherd. Within that, I want to highlight a couple things. The first thing is that Jesus says that the sheep will follow their shepherd because they recognize his voice, and they will not follow a stranger. When I do spiritual direction with people, especially those that are discerning vocations, they'll always begin with, what do I need to do? And the first thing I talk about is the necessity to keep the antenna up. To keep the antenna up. In other words, keep yourself open and to pray, to dialogue with God. You talk to God and let him talk to you in Eucharistic adoration, praying your Bible, and that quiet time at home in the silence. Think about it in a practical example. If you have a relative or a friend that you talk to on a regular basis, like your best friend, whenever they call, they don't have to say, hey, this is so-and-so. You know exactly who it is. They just say, hey, and then you begin a conversation. It's because you have cultivated the ability to understand who that is on the phone. Now, if you don't hear from that friend for a decade and they call you out of the blue, it may be something that is hard to place. Like, who is this? I don't recognize this voice. And then after they say the name and you recollect for a minute, oh, that's the voice. And I think that example is very applicable to the spiritual life. If we want to be able to discern the voice of God in the ways that he's directing us, then we need to cultivate dialogue with him. Jesus says at the end of this gospel today that the thief comes to kill, to steal, and to destroy. But Jesus comes that we would have life and have it more abundantly. For that reason alone, we need to draw close to the Good Shepherd, the one who has laid down his life for us. Cling to Jesus. He is giving us the great adventure and life abundantly. Slipping off with the thief will only lead to destruction. So let's cultivate that time for prayer and trust in the Good Shepherd and pray for an increase in vocations to the priesthood.